Yeah, yeah.
Hey, so what's going on then?
I'm
What's
just
going on
watching.
in Communist Chinaville?
I'm just watching Sam. Uh,
Is he streaming on the YouTube or
no,
the
he's
Twitch?
streaming on the Discord.
Wait, how can I watch Sam on the... Oh, I can see the live thing, okay.
Just jump in.
Yeah, mate.
It's really cool because it used to be a Nitro feature, I believe, and then now everyone can do it. Like on any, it seems like any game that's recognised by this though, by Discord, I think.
Yeah, but you can make it recognize anything, so that's
Okay,
really
yeah.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let me just put that in general images. I'm just gonna put like my. Oh my god, that's alright. With it like fucking sharing Steam screenshots is so hard
Yeah, it's annoying.
because it'll be like, here's the tiny picture. I'm like, yeah, great.
Does man want Babby picture? No.
Can I just do it like this? Oh, I can. Sweet.
When is Age of
That is
Wonders
my
Definitive
my
Edition
wonderful
out?
mountain resort right there.
Right.
17 hours. Oh, it's out tomorrow. I'll be playing the remake of Age of Empires 2 tomorrow then.
Age of Empires 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, Definitive Edition. They've added, like, they've upscaled it and added some quality of life stuff again.
I see your tractor is going.
Oh, Carl, yeah, my Blood Bowl team. It was an Undead versus Camry derby match, and 10 casualties, 5 on each side.
Jesus.
You lost a bunch of mummies. I lost my best gore.
Jesus.
One for the record, but you wiped permanently 300k off of my team, and another 300k in this next games.
Jesus.
That's after replacing like 2 of my players as well. So, yeah. It was a fun match though. I won, but I paid for it.
Wait, so what the fuck are you having that tractor do?
I don't really fucking know, mate. I want basically the
Dude,
tractor.
like you buy the tractor onto like the farm thing, right?
What do you mean?
Like there.
What hit?
Yeah, there. That's where you buy the fucking tractor in,
Oh,
right? And then it'll just automatically sow stuff.
right. As you can see, one of the things I haven't watched today is a farming tutorial.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have you. Okay, so this has.
Infinite knowledge.
So you buy it from the agro farm.
You buy like 4 tractors, because you know, why not? I'm pretty sure you can move those vehicles, but I'm not
Okay.
sure how. James E. Potter Workplace. Yeah, there you go. See?
No. Nice.
Now buy like 4 tractors or whatever, because the tractor like plows the field.
That's it.
Or sows the field, I suppose. Guess it plows and
tractors.
sows. Yeah, why not?
Which is like one for each.
Yeah, because that way people don't have to fucking work there. Because I think right now people are working there. If you click on the field, yeah,
Yeah,
there's like 8
8,
workers in the field.
18.
But literally, a tractor can do like the job of like all the workers effectively.
Will they just auto assign themselves elsewhere?
Yeah, they're going. Like if you like, they're going slowly, but they're going. Those tractors. Like they will auto plow the fields effectively. Those tractors.
It's really good.
And then you have the harvesters, and I think that's all you need. It'll really take a while for those crops to come in. So. And just for reference, like the farm can handle a fuck ton of fields. And I mean like, you know, the massive ones, like a whole bunch of those.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying a recommendation from a YouTuber who said use smaller fields because they like sow and harvest like much faster.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've yet to science it.
Yeah, I haven't
I'm
either,
just
but
trying, so.
I mean, it is quite logical that a smaller field is faster, but obviously yields far less. So I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I guess at the beginning when your town's small, it makes more sense to have like slightly smaller fields. But then once your town gets
Yeah,
bigger, you might
it's,
want to consider getting bigger shit.
yeah, but this is not really a game like that, if you know what I mean. This is like you make sure to try and plan for the future because your funds are very limited.
I mean, that's a bit. I'll get one big field in there in lieu of all four of them, and then I'm still gaining like an extra, you know, a lot more. So I will sort that out so it would fit. But then I'll just build one here, and then just build one here.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like one of those can handle like 5 or 6 of those big fields.
Yeah.
Like it can really do a lot. Like you can do a lot of stuff. But I found that agriculture is one of those things where because it doesn't require workers, because you don't really need workers when you have vehicles, right? And the vehicles are just way more efficient.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where the worker to profit ratio is really high, but it's just the time to profit ratio is quite low for the farm. Harvesters won't do anything until it's ready to harvest. So.
Yeah. I was like, where is it? I guess it just in Visi stores out in the shed.
Yeah.
Cool. So because the
It'll take a while, dude. Like it'll take like a month or something.
I thought you would. Okay, no one's working here. Why is no one working?
You don't have the coal resource.
Yeah, no.
What the fuck is? Are those like construction vehicles that you have there?
Yeah. Another little handy tip I learned: if you buy like 7 excavators and 2 bulldozers, then any land clearance you do is free.
Nice.
And like 7 is like the maximum or like the most effective amount to have.
Nice.
Like excavators, that is, yeah. Because I thought that was a pretty handy tip though, because I was using like especially when I started, because I built in the same location as yesterday. I just have a much clearer idea of how I want it to be today.
Yeah.
But like over here, if you're still watching, I can get a fuck ton of coal from here, and then I can get not much because it's a really edgy deposit. When I mean edgy, like the deposit of iron's like over here somewhere, but you can kind of tap the edges of it like along the border. It's not great, but it's like early iron.
Yeah, the excavator thing is quite nice. Though I don't spend that many rubles on doing it, but I mean, once you've paid for the things, it's free money afterwards. So.
Yeah. But fucking getting people to go to place like work is fucking hard work. That's a challenge in itself. So
Yeah, you have like a bus station, don't you?
without jobs, without power, because no one works there. Interesting. I need to get people there.
Yeah, you can tell if you click on the building. You can tell people to. I guess they were already going to the bus station, but yeah, you have one bus, and I can tell you right now, one fucking bus is not going to be enough.
No. Oh, I suppose not.
Because effectively what's happening is you have one bus, like one bus a day. It's not great for when you're trying to go to work that you have one bus you can go to. Just look at how long they're fucking waiting. Like that bus is just fucking around right now. You can just copy the path if you want to. Because I assume you have to go to like 3 stops, but...
Yeah, so I did... That was the first one I built. That was the second one I built, I think. Yeah.
Wait, if you wanted to if you just want to copy the commands on it, pretty much what you do is you...
No, I don't. I just actually want to cancel that one off.
Alright.
So I don't want him to go to the power plant.
Oh.
So he's going to go between the houses. He's going to be like the farm
bus. Yeah,
but
nobody needs to be at the farm at the moment. Literally, the farm requires 0 workers. until crops come in.
Food. Oh, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, they've got nothing to do there, Sam.
Yeah, no. So I'm saying actually, there's like 47 people in there that could be making power instead.
Yeah.
All right, so if I,
Your fucking central planning has failed you.
yeah, fuck.
If you had a salary, I'd dock it.
How dare you? So we really don't want to go there anymore then. We probably want to go just actually straight there first. Get rid of.
And remember, if you blow your cash and you don't make a successful republic, you're not gonna get buried in the nice state cemetery. You're gonna just get thrown in like a landfill.
The cruel irony being that I would have like built the fucking landfill
Yeah, you would have used your excavators to excavate the landfill for free, you know.
for free. Alright, that should be a bit more fucking productive. Because as soon as that's up and running, that's cash town, baby. And I can actually get enough coal off that mountain to run it. But
That's
No.
step 2.
that's step 2, yeah. I mean, there's what, like 105 people there, 103 people there. Just call it 200 people. 235.
If you want to have a quick sum, you can click on the happy family at the top.
Ah. Okay, we've got 393 productive age workers. School's doing pretty good.
Power supply, but
Yeah, still need power.
oh, the first bus is coming in.
Oh, that-
80 workers when there's only 20 places for people to work.
happy days.
Well, fucking those other 60 guys must feel really stupid. It's first come,
Yeah.
first serve, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
God,
I was
dude,
kind of wondering, is that how that works in this game? Because you never because you don't set specific people
you can
per
if
se.
you want to. You can
What, like actual
you can-
individual
well, No,
citizens?
not individual people, but you can tell specific buildings to like go to specific places.
Yeah. But I figure that you'll always get like a sort of like you'll never really know about it, but a sort of rotation of who goes where. Like
Yeah.
I like that
Definitely.
about this. Like one day you can be a lumberjack, one day you can be a nuclear scientist.
Yeah. Oh man, the job lottery takes no prisoners.
No.
One day I'm a doctor, the next day, fucking, I'm the janitor.
Yeah, you go from CEO to fucking toilet cleaner in less than a day.
I mean, I imagine that'd make the CEO a lot more, sympathetic towards people below him.
There you go, communism works.
I mean, sort of.
Should have, yeah. What we doing? Right, we're selling. We are making cash now.
Like, the Incas actually had a really interesting economic system. Because
The Incas.
The Incas, yeah, because they didn't use, like, a standard currency. They used, like, labor debt, effectively, to trade with each other. So, rather than you being like, I'll fucking give you, 20 squidos or something for, like, that loaf of bread, it'd be like, alright, you're gonna have to fucking, if you want that loaf of bread, you're gonna have to, I don't know, stack my shelves or something, or build me a plow or whatever.
Right.
But it had a bureau. It wasn't just like barter. It's not the same as barter. It was like a bureaucratic system. So pretty much, if you owed something to the state, you would effectively become like an indentured servant to the state until that's paid off. So it was a very interesting / effective way of being able to build. Like that's why they were capable of building like all those like terrace farms and shit like that. Like which requires like a huge amount of manpower without necessarily resorting to slavery. Because what they did wasn't really slavery. It's kind of like you're just in work debt, so to speak. It's like it's like labor camp, but without like the abuse, presumably. It's more like you just have to fucking work on this pyramid for like months, and then you get like paid in terms of food and clothing. Kind of like communism.
Hey fellas, I'm actually gonna go off to bed because I got work tomorrow, unfortunately.
Alright,
But
mate.
have fun building your communist paradise, I guess, and I'll see you boys soon. Have a good
Later.
night.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Look up some videos of it if you want to know more, because I'm really abridging it.
It sounds like those old sort of like tyrannical systems where
It's not really tyrannical. It's because it's not the same as like being a slave, if you know what I mean. There's a difference between slavery and that.
that's what were they like
But
allocated?
it's more like there's no. It's like an economy where there's no money, and you know, if instead of like, and it had like a central distribution of food and clothing, so it's effectively communism, but before communism. So, which you know is better than like effectively what's happening at right around the same time, like the medieval era in Europe. Then you literally are like just a slave or a serf, which is effectively only slightly removed from a slave. And it's not like there's anyone like, it's not like because there's no currency, right? It's not like people can have more possessions, presumably, but it's not like not like there's like some sort of like a wage gap or something, because you know it's somebody can't really like I guess they'd have to just trade their possessions for your work or whatever. I don't know. It's I can't really do it justice by half remembering it properly, but it was very interesting. It seemed pretty very forward compared to especially considering the time.
It's interesting, like it's like civilizations like so much time for ours, and some like a lot of their ways of life seem a little bit more sophisticated. Like they're like advanced for like the time, and I always wonder like, are we like advanced for our time, or have we like stalemated?
Well, I can tell you that Christianity didn't help us.
No.
That kind of set us back with philosophy and critical thinking, because you know that kind of rigidity is not very constructive. Like it's especially when you know the way the Incas were treated like fucking garbage, effectively, by the Spanish.
Hmm. Yeah. What we done goofed a little bit.
I didn't do shit.
What does that do? Cargo train station. I just open space storage. 1 ton of steel. That's shit.
That's because it's a train cargo station. I think it's just like a loader then. Must be.
Oh, it's got conveyor belts.
Yeah, I think it's like a loader. Like I think it's you know, it's just for loading stuff onto the train, not necessarily storing stuff there.
Hmm.
What are you trying to do right now?
Not sure. So we have a lot of people who don't even have a job. That's fine.
Well, there's
Why
not
are
enough
they-
jobs, man. You have like fucking. I think you have like you know people working as teachers, people working as shop owners, and people working as like I don't know, kindergarten teachers, and yeah, you have 20 power plant jobs, and that's really the only productive jobs you have.
Yeah. To be
Because
honest,
you know the people in the food industry can't do shit until harvest comes in.
they can't do shit until I connect the paths up.
Well,
People can't even buy food. Oof.
oof. Also, what you could do is just so that the food factory isn't a complete waste of fucking time, is you could always just import the grain. You know?
Okay. Yeah, I have to get familiar with that. Okay, so
Rules.
just fucking import that.
And then just import like 1 ton or whatever, 4 tons, and then auto. Because that'll mean that once it gets below 4, it'll just auto buy until it's up to 4.
Yeah.
So, you know, when your own harvest comes in, it'll use that, but then if it ever falls below, it just means that it'll always stay productive. And presumably, 20 tons of food costs more than 20 tons of grain, or 42 tons of grain plus delivery. Like if you hover over the custom or click on the customs house, I could actually tell you what how much profit that would make a day.
This one.
Customs house.
Oh, actually, sorry.
Yeah. Right. Food is 121, and crops is 16. So it's 42 times 16, which is 600 and fucking goddamn it, it's 680, and then you have, or actually it's 640, and then you have 121 times 20, which is 2,400.
So where does the 42 and the 20 come out? Well, what was that of the value?
It's 42 crops turns 20 into 22 food, or 20 food, sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I see.
So you get 2,400 ruples worth of food by putting in 640 ruples worth of crops, and then plus delivery. I didn't account for delivery, so delivery is going to cost something as well. Like if you actually, I mean, the delivery cost is negligible because you're so close to the border, but you can probably round it up to, with delivery cost, that crop is $18 instead of 16, if you know what I mean. Still
Right.
would make profit in a whole.
What, so... I'm missing the message here, I think. Is it worth having this set up or not? Or is it worth just probably importing my own food?
Well, pretty much it's like, because you can play it communist where you're fully self-sufficient, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the way I'm going to go. And then just
And-
sell off, like, surplus.
But you could also play it like where you only do, because that's kind of the way I like to do it, is where I kind of play like I'm capitalist, but I'm running, you know, a planned economy type deal.
Right.
So I, you know, do stuff like I pump oil and then I refine it and then I export the refined oil because that makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then I just buy, with that money, I just buy the things my people need that would be not as cost effective to produce. And there, you can calculate cost effectiveness in various different ways. Like you can calculate it in labor cost, because every person requires food and clothing, so every person has like an upkeep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
And-
I see, yeah. So they actually, so you can actually flip it so that people do cost something, in a way.
Yeah, because they do.
That's the
They
big
cost
thing.
food and clothing.
That's like the big thing I've noticed on all these YouTubers where they say like, oh, like what makes it better than like City Skylines is like people don't have an upkeep, and I'm like, well, in a way they can, like you said, like if you're importing food and clothes and just like the basic shit they need to not be like ripping your house like door down.
Yep.
They do kind of have an upkeep in a way.
Yeah,
But
they
then
have
the
they have an
flip side is
upkeep, but
that
they're
you
not
can
they're
just
not paid salaries. If you know what I mean.
No.
And,
No.
But by extension, you don't collect taxes. You work with raw materials, so you export those raw materials and then generate money.
Yeah, I prefer this model though.
Yeah,
Like-
I prefer it too because it's very engaging, and this
Yeah,
is kind
really,
of
yeah.
like
You actually make choices.
yeah, and this is it's more
Make
interesting because because the problem with capitalism is that, well, the problem with capitalism in video games is that you have like no fucking input on it, because if you're like a governor, you don't fucking decide like what kind of industry is in your city. Like sure, you can like maybe decide I don't want these people in the city, or I won't give these guys permission to buy a building or something, but you can't really fucking have any intrinsic control over anything. You just tax them, you know?
Yeah.
You just get dollars in, dollars out. And in this, it's kind of like, yes, you can do that, you can play like that, but, you know, if you fucking produce your own food, if you produce your own food and your own clothing, and are fully self-sufficient, you literally don't have to use money, you know?
Yeah.
Which is a very appealing prospect.
Yeah, and then you can spend like money on more frivolous
They
things. like
just don't even have to spend money. You can just, if
bit
you
of
want to build a
origination.
building, you've got the building materials in your construction place. So
Because like what was also I liked about this were like wow, like what I decided my plan might be would be to like build everything enough to be self-sufficient, and then branch out onto the more hotter spots of like resources, and then sell those
Right. I
sort
need
of thing.
to.
Like get myself up and running, get myself on my feet. But I will have to sell. I will have to sell some stuff like as I go along. Like I think as I branch into a new industry, my plan was branch into a new industry, make money off of it until I can afford a new industry, and then make sure that that new industry is like getting enough of the resource that it can then make what the other one was making, like kind of like going like a tree progression system.
Right.
I don't know. I was just spitballing, but
I mean, yeah, I kind of try and narrow down one industry and then move on to the next, and then move on to the next, then move on to the next, all with the idea of maintaining profitability. Just because, yes, you can be self-sufficient, but that's a lot of, things you have to manage.
yeah.
Whereas
the
if you
thing
just
about
make sure you're profitable, you can just, sustain yourself with money until you're at that point where you're self-sufficient.
being self-sufficient as well, like the more your population grows, like the greater the demand of the resource, and if you can't meet it, then you're in trouble. Well, I guess you could always just then start importing as well to bridge the gap until you could figure it out.
Yeah, there's
But
many strategies you can use because you could either generate crops like what you're doing right now, or you could literally just import them and turn them into food, in like your own food factory, or you could just buy food. Like those are like all options that you have available to you. You could manufacture your own clothes, or you could buy clothes.
yeah, I
It's
might look into that because then I've got food and clothes covered. It would just be electronics that I'd import, but
yeah, but electronics are like very late game, and also people don't fucking get like they don't get super pissed if they don't have electronics. It's like a
no,
luxury.
I've given them it as a luxury just to like ease the start. People whinging too much. They got like fucking Xbox. Where is it? Not here.
No, it's not an agriculture.
Clothing. I'm like it runs off crops. It must be in that bit.
Yeah, it's crops and chemicals turned into fabric.
Yeah. So
Now,
where do I go?
chemicals you just want to import, I'm pretty sure, because fucking making chemicals is, I don't think it's very cost efficient, but I have to look at it again, but I just remember something about chemicals not being very cost efficient. Because,
How'd
like,
you even
if
make
you, there's like a, I think it's under various industry or whatever. No, it isn't, never mind. Then it must be under, like, ore or whatever. It's under one of the industry tabs, you'll find it. No, it's under oil, pretty sure.
Ah, there we go.
There it
Chemical
is. You need to
plant.
research it at like the communist headquarters, but like look at that shit. If you hover over it, maximum production per workday, 0.5 tons of chemicals.
Oh, oof.
So that is like fucking just import it, like Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
you need the same amount in gravel, wood, crops, and and then a ton of oil as well,
And
just to make
power.
that measly amount,
Yeah.
and power, and presumably workers.
Yeah, it's just a lot of logistics for like a product, and I think chemicals are like 1,000 a ton to import. Like you'd have to look at the customs house again and then see. They're at 1,400.
Ton. Yeah, I mean, fuck. And that was for the. What was
Fabric.
that for again?
Fabric needs half a ton of chemicals to produce 5 fabric.
Ah, idiot. That was it. So.
I wonder how much fabric really sells for. $367.
Per ton.
So,
So,
was it 5 tons of fabric that produced, or what? Fabric factory. Yeah. Oof, that's not very good.
no, that seems really expensive.
It might just be better just to import the fabric and turn it into clothes yourself. 'Cause what does the clothes factory do? I think it's right next to it in that thing. There it is. You covered over it briefly.
That. This one?
Clothes factory. Clothes factory.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's more. That's also kind of a pathetic amount of clothing that gets produced, but
So it's
at least that's
1.2 tons.
profitable. Somewhat.
Clothes are 1,412 to import.
Yeah, and if you were to, but it's like 80 workers, so 80 workers with 700 bucks worth of fabric can make 1,412 worth of clothes. A little bit more because it's 1.2, but
So I can make more than what I'd have to import it for. No. I'm not sure. That just seems an awful lot of legwork for.
Yeah. I agree. Like, there's only, in my opinion, there's only certain industries worth really amassing.
Yeah.
Because, fucking, unfortunately, apparently you have 80 workers to produce 1.2 tons of clothing per day, which in real life, that's pretty good, but in this game, that's not that great.
No. Does it tell you anywhere like how much tons of clothes you need? Like.
The way you can check that is by checking your imports in the money exchange thing. In the top of the thing, where it has all the buttons, the happy family, the roads, and the things, and
Yeah.
the money exchange one. The money exchange one. The one that's fucking above 7. There you go. And then you have import resources. Click on that. That's export resources.
Oh, okay. Well.
Import resources.
Oh, there.
And then there you go. That's how much quantity in tonnage, and that's how much money you're spending on it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No problem. And that's
That's
since February 1st. So that's been over the course of the last 13 days.
Oh, okay. I'll just do this like this year's. 6.
So you can see what all you're importing and such. And obviously the concrete, gravel, asphalt, steel, electric components, and bricks that you've been using for building.
Yep. Yeah, that is like on. I think that's that there. And then the more money I earn, the less it's like a bill almost.
Yeah, well, that's your sum, yes. But that's obviously kind of pointless to look at because you've spent so much money on building and so much money on immigrants.
Yeah.
That that's not really a super good indication. Like, you just have to know what your upkeep is as opposed to your thing. And I can tell you right now, you're generating more money than you are spending on upkeep, and I can tell that just because your money is ticking up and not ticking down as the game goes
Yeah.
through.
Pretty much.
And your deficit is decreasing at the bottom there, and you haven't even started selling your food, your excess food. Because here's the thing, right? Food needs to be delivered to the stores. It doesn't just magically appear there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got this system where it's like harvester goes into here, goes into silo just to store. That can be accessed by here.
Yeah.
And then
Click
also
on the
it
food.
goes.
Humor me. Click on the food factory. All right, it's almost full.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
You might want a truck to bring the food somewhere, or a van. Something that can store food. I'm pretty sure you can't store food in like a like that. That's not very appealing.
Covered. Oh, it's the covered hulls.
Yeah.
10 tons. 6. Alright, big trucks. So. Yeah, you can probably just do that solo as well.
The problem is, I don't think that grocery store has road access. So.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay, never mind. No, you can just get it to fucking deliver to the grocery store.
Yeah, man. That was one little thing there that I did, like
Now,
a future
now
proof.
here's the thing. You're
What?
producing way more food than your guys are consuming, so you're gonna have to have a place to store it or sell it.
Alright, hang on. Okay. We can store. We store into the warehouse. Props. Can I get that in? Oh, that would be awesome if I could get that in there.
I mean, you're right next to the customs house. You could just have a truck that sells stuff if you wanted to.
What they just just like constantly just chips away at it.
Yeah.
It'd go this way. It'd go this way.
Yeah, you could have like I don't know, maybe
Wow.
like if you really wanted to be like I don't know, you could make it so that it's like the truck takes half of what it is holding to the store and then half to sell, but I don't know, that might be like a pain in the ass. Because yeah, the ideal scenario would be to get a warehouse or something. But
Because I've learned as well that aggregate storage, you can only store like one type of something there.
yeah.
Is it the same for warehouses? So warehouses, you can store all of the amount of what it
Yes.
tells you. Oh, okay.
It's because, you know, in an aggregate storage, it's just like a grain silo or whatever the fuck you're... Oh no, the aggregate storage, you mean? You can only store one type of something.
Yeah,
I don't
the
think that's
aggregate.
true. I'm pretty sure you could store like iron and coal together.
Nah, but watch. I learned this the hard way yesterday. Unless there's a way that you could do it, but I really couldn't see a way. Fucking hell, Sam, come on. Right, so it's like large aggregate. Does tell you somewhere. Just fucking.
Pretty sure you can just store multiple things.
Build that quick.
Yeah.
If I click
Well, yeah,
store
but
this item.
that's you telling it to exclusively only store one thing when you do that.
Yeah, but you have to.
No, you
have to
don't.
click. Honestly,
No, I can tell you right now, honestly. You do not have to do that.
because you only have 470 tons, right?
Yeah?
Each one of them is 470 tons. So honestly,
Yeah,
you have
but
to
no,
to tell
you
it.
don't, Sam.
Oh, okay.
Like
I'm
it
pretty
is,
sure that's what I
it is like
was
that with
told.
the oil container. It is like that with like stuff where it like makes sense, but you can absolutely store stones next to like iron and it won't care.
What, in the same aggregate storage?
Yes. In fact, I'll try and see if like I have that in my bird games. You can absolutely do that.
Because yeah, a few of those videos today were like kind of suggesting that that's not the case. Hmm.
Well, they might just be fucking stupid.
Hopefully.
Because
But I was having the issue yesterday,
that is
though.
the case for like oil and stuff. I know that because you know you can't fucking mix like you know oil and
No,
fuel and
liquids
all that sort of
together.
stuff. That'd be ridiculous. But I'm pretty sure I've had it multiple times where I'm putting like you know coal and I'm putting refined coal and unrefined coal in like the same storage, because Jesus Christ, otherwise it makes it very impossible to like do anything.
Why am I losing? Oh, I'm not anymore. I need to build this fucking warehouse. That road must be demolished. And the power line. Warehouse. Nah, that seems a lot of work for just what. Oh, I don't know though. I should have really thought about that. Fuck.
I'm gonna try and see if I have like an old save where I just have that already happening. This is actually, and I forgot how pretty this one setup looked that I made.
Oh, hang on a minute. I don't need a fucking warehouse actually because I got the grain storage. That could hold 800 tons.
Yeah, but
This
not
can-
food.
No crops, but
Yeah,
this
but
can
if
only
food
take...
is the problem. The problem
Oh,
is you're
the-
producing too much food.
Right.
Like your warehouse and food, your food source is already full, so your factory will be like backed up, not being able to do anything.
That can produce 25 tons. No, that can produce 20 tons a day. The
Yeah.
warehouse can hold...
So think about it. That means you have to send. If you're going to do it by trucks, it means you have to have 2 trucks going there per day. If the factory was running at 100% efficiency, which it isn't, but you know.
Yeah, good. So I wonder...
This is a really, what I find like quite a pretty place that I built, but it's not very efficient. Believe it or not, it just looks pretty, but it isn't very efficient.
Have you sent it to me?
Yeah, no, put it in generally images.
Oh, okay. Oh, sketchy. I haven't seen this for a while. There's a lot. The bottom one. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's not very efficient, but it is nice.
Yeah, that looks really good, mate. Looks just really, just looks proper like neat and tidy.
Yeah, my best place so far though is like the thing that I like the previous screenshots. Like you have the hill that produces coal. Like the amount of buildings that I managed to fit on that hill, I'm quite proud of. And you have the oil refinery, which I'm pretty sure there's already pictures of that, like earlier up in the thread. You know, those are on the same map. You see like the refinery, right, with its like fucking spider web of things. Hold on. Actually, see if that picture's still there.
I think I watched the stream of that yesterday.
Oh right, I actually didn't link that picture.
Yeah, that looked cool because at first I was like, "Oh, I wonder what's going on there," and then I figured that you're probably spreading out the over like the oil patch,
Yep.
the oil field, as it were. I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, it's not super. It's hard to get maximum efficiency, but that's what makes the game interesting. Get like a good shot of it.
You're limited to storage. Like it's just a warehouse. There's not like anything sort of immediate, like a small warehouse.
I don't actually have a proper screenshot of the full setup.
It's probably not one.
If you get another image, you can just look at that at your leisure, but that's my like full oil refinery setup.
Yeah, it'd be good to see how, like, it goes, like, how it looks when it's all connected up together, how it's supposed to look. I do like to draw inspiration on these types of games, like, I told you I'd get into it, like, ah, fuck, I'm gonna have to just commit to it. You bastard.
I'm kind of sad because in my current game, I have like a coal mine that has like 16% efficiency of like the ore, and that like fucking kills me. But it's like it's almost impossible to get 100% fucking efficiency because of how spotty the terrain is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the terrain on this is a finicky old thing, isn't it?
It really is.
Really, really, really is. I like that though. It's like extra challenge.
Yeah. It's hard to, you can't just like flatten everything and make it all perfect. You have to roll with the punches, so to speak.
There's only like so much preparation you can do. What we'll do? There. Not there.
You have to just live with the fact that that coal setup is just not going to be super optimal, but it is going to be somewhat profitable. Because that's the nice thing, is like things are profitable because, you know, communism. Regardless of if they're efficient or not. You know, I don't pay these people to be efficient, I pay them to just fucking work.
Yeah.
This is a really big coal area. Man, iron is fucking sparse, man. If like this to be believed. Oh, okay. So. One thing that I wish this game would do is it would show you the efficiency of something before you place it down, like for like the oil resources and such.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise it's a lot of guesswork.
Yeah, my own innate oil production is not high enough to keep up with my fuel production.
Right.
So I have
How
to-
would you get around that? Just sack it off.
Well, no, I just have to. I import oil to ensure that the refinery still functions at like the efficiency that it would function at. Like I don't let it be the bottleneck. I just accept the fact that it's, you know, that it's like partially imported. Like we partially generate our own oil for like consumption, but we also partially import it.
Right. That's fine, that's better than fully importing it.
Yeah.
Ah, a road cargo station, that's what it is. Excellent. That can fucking solve my issue. So a road cargo warehouse is basically a small warehouse. It's as close as you're going to get to a small warehouse. One of them.
So you said building a construction office with just a couple of like vehicles for flattening the thing will already make it free, right?
According to YouTube, yeah. According-
Well, you're the one who used it, so presumably yes, right?
Hang on, let me just do a test.
Well, I mean, you did say that like you do have auto build using rubles on, so
Yeah, you have to turn that off.
and then does it work? Show me.
Let's try. Yeah,
All right, nice.
see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
You just have to make sure you turn that off. Which is cool because you can access that setting from any fucking thing you're building, infrastructure or construction in it. So there you go. There's my the gift of knowledge back to you.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
I thought it was a pretty cheeky little hack when I.
Hack. Yeah,
I
I'm
did
pretty
say
sure
it.
it's how the game works, but you know.
Well, yeah, but
Oh, fucking, what an exploit. Have you tried headshotting Destiny? What a fucking hack.
Absolutely hack
Yeah, you better do that before they patch it out of the game, you know?
it. I didn't find the questions and answers, also known as the fucking tutorial, very helpful in this game either. I gained far more knowledge from like YouTube videos and forums and shit in the past couple of days. Not that I've been looking at that much, but like the stuff I have looked at, like it's just instantly more in depth than anything I'm getting from the game itself.
Yeah.
That's cool, I guess. It's good the way I've got it, because then you can actually like see what people are doing.
Oh, bought a
Oh,
few,
I can do that too.
bought a few of those vehicles.
Ah, you bitch.
Oh, another thing that you can do is if you just don't, if you say like spend no money on it and you put down the building, and you obviously don't have the things to do it, it won't build. But then you can just click on it and then press fund building with rubles to let it be funded after the fact. So you can.
Oh, really?
But yeah, you can just put like a building layout down, for example.
What, in pause mode?
Yeah, and well, you know,
Yeah.
also in any mode. But if you have like no money, if you use like spend like no money on it, it just won't do anything until you tell it to be financed. So put that down.
Yeah. You're right. A few guys I see they were like, say it's a good like pre-plan, like map things out, which I thought was good, but like it, yeah, it's not a bad idea actually, because then you lose like zero money on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So in this bit, just turn that off.
Yeah, just
it
pay
won't
like
actually-
no money for it, and then you can just decide when you want to have it built.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's actually really handy. I might just try and get in the habit of doing that for everything, just being like super money hugger.
Oh yeah, and I watch like no tutorials for these kind of games, mainly because I want to figure it out myself. 'Cause that's
Nobody
half
else.
the fun for me, if you know what I mean. Unless I'm like really stuck, but
Yeah.
that doesn't happen too often. Because otherwise, I want to figure out what the optimal thing is. Because otherwise, if like a guy tells me, "Oh yeah, the optimal good thing is to do this," and then I'm like, "Oh fuck, well, why bother then?" It's like, say if somebody telling you the answer to like a puzzle.
Yeah, I guess like I just want like a bit of base knowledge.
Yeah.
Yep, that works.
Another hack I found is that excavators work just regardless of if you're paused or not. So presumably,
Oh, really?
yeah, presumably, which is good because otherwise I imagine that would be a fucking huge pain in the ass. But so presumably you can have less than whatever amount you had, because I have like I only bought 3 excavators and 2 bulldozers, and it's working fine because I use it when it's paused. So.
Okay. Sell some of these. Get some moolah back. Yeah, I think the only reason it actually didn't work for me in pause mode was because I had the auto build currency on, and I was just not like brave enough to try it again. Precious boobies. I mustn't forget to put power back in though. Captains of industry. So when do the roads get built?
What do you mean?
Oh, do I have to go into that? Oh, no, actually have to. Oh, there you go. I understand now.
These immigrant workers. Yeah. Yeah, 7. Ah, okay, I'm gonna have to get autistic with it. So the warehouse at the grocery store can hold 7.5 tons, and I'm currently importing 1.5. I make 25 or 20 a day, and the warehouse here can hold 25 tons. So, that truck can hold. Fuck me, where's it gone? That can hold 6.5 tons of food, so be like basically one trip. Like one trip would like a day would just like sort it out. Got a lot of time. That seems a bit overkill, but oh well. Gonna have a lot of surplus, fuck me. So I guess
buy another truck and tell it to move from here to the border then. Sorted, there we go.
No, don't screw me here, road. Oh, my beautiful little mountain town with its coal mine and coal processing plant. Oh, no, it's over. Why not? Why can I not reach? Guilty. Oh, right. Okay, Sam, I'm going to bust open that theory that like you can't have that shit. I'm gonna tell this truck that has raw coal to unload its content into like a place that already has refined coal.
In an aggregate storage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go forth and destroy my little truck. No, I think actually you're right, because it says like you cannot mix aggregates. I swear that's a
No.
recent change,
Must be.
because you definitely were able to at some point, at least when
Yeah. I was like, I'm sure I was getting a message saying I could mix it, but I haven't got that build anymore, so I couldn't actually literally see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that's what fucked up. I like had it all. I was spent down to from 10,000 rubles. I spent down to fucking 5 million.
Right.
No, sorry, 10,000. Sorry, from 10 mil I spent down to 5 mil. But I like planned out all this like a steel mill with like iron refining plant, coal refining plant. I had iron mines and coal mines, and I had a little village like to populate like the mines. I had this whole fucking thing planned out with trains, and then it was like, oh, can't mix aggregates. So I was like, no.
Yeah.
Just complete like undid like hours of work, not knowing that. So I was like, right, tutorial
that,
time.
That must be a recent change, because I don't
Perhaps.
remember anything about that, and I'm pretty sure I've had, but that is like a version ago, you know, at least, that I've had that, so...
When was the last update for this game? I don't even know, mate. I'll pick this
quite
up.
recently, like last month, October, I'm pretty sure.
Right. I feel like I've picked it up at a good time. Picked up it in a good part of its life.
Yeah, hopefully it only gets better from here, so...
Yeah, man. Yeah, because what I like about it is still in EA as well, so there's lots of room for improvement.
And now I am coal sufficient, and I export fuel. And I export fuel via train, though I could probably use with a bigger train because I'm producing more fuel than I can export. Good problems to have, but still problems.
Oh, it's just filling the truck straight up. Okay, now I have a problem. I'm actually...
How many tons of coal does this thing burn per day? 24 tons of coal. No longer importing coal, self-sufficient from that for now. Though I produce so much of it, I actually kind of need to sell it. That's good thing, fully self-sufficient with coal. Bad thing is I didn't set up the infrastructure to sell it properly.
Hmm. Yeah, cause like that's the other side of it as well, isn't it? It's like getting it around to where you need to store it, to where's the most economic route for it to go to, like the border, to then sell it. It's like
Yeah,
so
it
much.
requires a lot of planning.
Yeah, it really does.
Oh god, my car just disappeared. Help. Yeah, it looked like such a good fucking area to put it as well. But it was only fucking like 16% efficiency or whatever.
You know, I was like, I don't think you could buy. I don't think you could like um build churches.
Yeah.
We talked about it the other day, like briefly, didn't we, about how you couldn't like religion, you couldn't worry about it because you couldn't even build them anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't in the game or something, right?
Well, I don't know if it was someone playing on a like a not blank map, you know, with some of the
Right.
settlements in it. It's like a preset thing that like the developers put in. But I saw someone playing on a map. I'm not sure what version of the game it was, and it had a fucking like church-looking cathedral thing.
Right.
But the video wasn't about that. It was just I saw it, and I was like, I wonder if it's something you can unlock through like technology. But the thing
No,
is, the
usually you
Soviets aren't
can
really
see
that
that.
big on. They don't like
No,
care they don't care about religion, but they
they're-
don't promote it as a state,
they're-
right?
Well, by definition, well, it depends on what branch of communism you're looking at, but by definition, they're atheists. So they are, they literally couldn't give less of a fuck about religion.
Hmm. So I'm not really like. I'm still not really too sure like how you get it. Like I'm not exactly sure how you get it, but
Like, don't worry about it. Like,
no, don't worry too much. I did.
don't rack your tiny little brain about it. Nah, I think it's not a good game.
Nice, sweet, that's full. Oh, that's a no, I don't do that. But... I think it's funny that it charges you like a little admin fee for not importing it anymore.
Does it?
Yeah, if you import a resource and then go back down to like say 0 and then click on like the new trade deal, unless you don't have to click on that and I'm just being stupid. It charges you like a little quit fee.
I don't think it does, but I think because the only number I saw there was like the delivery cost.
Change it back down to 0, so you're not importing any of it. And it should still say like an amount that you're going to pay for clicking that like negotiation like deal button, or the
I
currency
think-
button.
Well, I don't think it will actually cost anything. Like we're both just concentrating on building and not doing anything. So
It does really suck you in though, this, doesn't it?
it really does. I'm trying to fucking squeeze these fucking buildings in, like, you know, squeeze these people in like the fucking sardines that they are.
Yeah, you can get like really. You can get really fancy with it. It's kind of nice too.
Yeah, it's nice that it's both a bit annoying, but it's also nice that there's like such a fucking kind of skill to it. Because you've seen like how fucking tight my buildings around the refinery are, right?
Yeah.
I really
Yeah, there
like
is like definitely a refined art to it for sure. I guess interesting once you start to get it though.
Yeah.
Once you learn like the boundaries, what you can and can't get away with.
When's the
And you
last
can like
When's the last time you were like disengaged when just placing down a fucking building?
never.
Yeah.
Because normally it's like just snap down on a grid, isn't it?
Yeah.
As long as the terrain's flat, it'll go there. So everything ends up being like really square and boxy looking. Like that's what I like about this. Like it kind of, dare I say, it looks almost real.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing, because in City Skylines, like there's like almost no reason to not make it a fucking grid. And,
Yeah,
you know,
because you just get all the benefits of like, because the
it's just
different buildings do different area effects. So if you just got a grid, you just get like more.
or like hexes or something. Like you
Yeah.
make like a fucking mathematical shape. And, you
Yeah,
know,
basically.
in America, cities are like that, but you know, here you get like more of a, the fucking terrain just doesn't allow us to, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just more unique. Like you could just come up with 1,000 different designs that would all do the same, all do the same, and have the same output, but just be wired differently. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it would be almost fucking impossible to build the same thing as somebody.
Yeah, pretty much. So how do you fucking transport crops?
What do you
So
mean?
the field has harvested crops ready to transport, but how do they do
It's
that?
the harvester does that. It should just automatically go.
Okay.
Pretty sure the harvester does that. Or did it already harvest?
Yeah, the fields did, yeah.
Hold on, click on the field again. Is it just growing again? Because it looks like it's just growing. Harvested crops ready to transfer. Oh yeah, for that you need trucks.
And they would pick them up from the
Yeah.
field.
Yeah.
Right.
And you build them on the farm. On the farm.
Okay.
Yeah, because then they'll just automatically go. You know, it saves you some time.
Oh, I see.
You don't need a lot of them.
Okay.
Why? Because it's seasonal. So, you know, those trucks are going to be... It doesn't matter if they're slow, as long as they can get it done before next season, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
I was like, do I want the one that's just really shit?
That one looks like it's a good one. 9.6 tons at a time. Goes 70 kilometers an hour, so I'll probably have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's
4.
like 69 in backwards. Look at them go.
Oh yeah, no.
It's a little bit overkill because those trucks are just going to be done so quickly, you know? And then they're just going to sit in the thing for like a couple of weeks or whatever.
Yeah, that's fine though.
Look, they go in their home. They dump their shit and then they go in their home.
I'm just like goodbye. Till next season.
You have a fucking grain salad filled to the brim with shit, don't you?
Got that grain silo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imported all that just to keep the whole system moving. because like I didn't want this truck here to just keep going back and forwards, just like wasting. I don't know, just kind of being pointless, just like taking a nip a little bit out of here, like put a bit in here. So I've just set it to like load and unload, like load only food and wait until it's fully loaded, and then at the store, only unload food. Not that it would make a difference, you know, if everyone else was ticked anyway. But then I've got wait till unloaded.
Yeah.
So the truck won't move until its cargo is depleted, and then
Yeah.
you know, it can go and refill, and so you know.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That means that the truck is only driving when there's room in the grocery store.
Yeah, which I wanted was part of like my traffic management plan as well, to like
Yeah.
keep traffic to a minimum.
Yeah, that's good. Because I mean, you know, realistically, like fucking 7 tons of food, that's a lot of food.
Yeah. It takes like a few days for the warehouse and the store to deplete that. Like it takes like I was like, oh, what I'll do is I'll just micromanage it. Like I'll just check it every now and again, see if I need to like do a run. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that, because like the further I progress out, like the more of these little fucking micro things I'll have to manage. It's just like that seems the easiest way to me. Set
Yeah.
everything up once and then just let it run itself.
Because if you think about it, let's assume that a person eats, like a person drinks like 2 or 3 liters worth of water, but they probably only consume 1 or 1.5 kilos worth of food. So
Right.
per day. So like for like 1,000 people, right? One ton is almost sufficient, right?
Yeah.
Or like to feed 1,000 people for a day.
And I've only got like 460 actual population, and I could produce 25 tons of food, like very quickly.
Yeah, because just in case you're not very familiar with kilograms, 1 kilogram is like 2.2 pounds of food.
Right.
So, like, a person might eat 3 pounds of food a day. But I don't know if that's like too much, you know? Just think about it. How much food and weight do you eat a day?
Yeah, probably not like.
Probably 2 pounds, roughly, right?
Which is what in kilos?
1 kilo.
If that. Yeah, probably about that. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So
Like.
1 ton is 1,000 people for a day.
Yeah, I mean this
You
pack
look
of
at it
crisps
logically.
here. This pack of crisps in front of me is like 30 grams. I have like, yeah, I'll probably eat less than that, to be honest, mate. I'm fucking small and I'm skinny. But yeah, no, I get, yeah. So, what, and you reckon, is that like, does it tell you how much?
Well, once again, you can find out how much you're consuming. Like if you
Yeah.
actually, now it's a little bit harder because you're no longer just importing it. You know what I mean? It's a bit harder to find out what you're consuming.
Ah, okay.
But you can check your resources and see if it does it there. You go click on the resource status. Oh no, you can't see there. You might have to.
It just tells you where it's spread out.
Yeah, but I don't know how realistically this game models it, but it seems to be pretty true. Because I mean, these 400 people, they're not eating a ton a day, you know.
No, they're not. Like, I mean, that's how much they're consuming.
Yeah.
Like, and I've got it sped up as well.
Yeah.
Let's see how much I'm making off fucking food. Ah, that's not bad actually. This entire year I've made 22,000 rubies off of I'm just calling it rubies because I'm just a fucking twat, but 22,000 over this year, and I'm only in April, so over 4 months I've made 22,000 off of just food alone, which I'm now producing for nothing. Well, producing for electricity, but then I'm actually making money off electricity still, so hey, the system works.
And I'm not even like outputting at my max. I'm not even like this is like the 11th of February, and I don't even have enough trains to take all the shit that I'm outputting. And I make in 10 days, I make 80,000 rubles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you're like a month into the game?
Yeah, February 11th.
Fuck.
But that's in 10 days. It's gonna be way more.
Did you do like a mass amount of building in pause mode?
Yeah.
And it unpaused it and it all just was like.
Yeah,
"Ding,
like,
there we
like
go."
I spent
Ah, nice.
like I spent I spent 2 million on like that refinery and oil industry.
Fuck.
Maybe not exactly 2 million, maybe like 1.9, but definitely closer to 2 million than not. And it's good though, because you know that's like 2 million spendage, but if I like got the trains to like export more, it would probably give me about like 200 to 300,000 a month from
Fuck.
just that industry, which is not bad if you look at it investment wise, like making back your investment in a year.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And it's not even super efficient, that's the real fucking kicker. I've got like oil wells operating at like, it's like the pump infrastructure costs so much money, because every pump is like 12 to 13,000 rubles.
Yeah.
And I've got oil wells operating at like 20%, 15%,
Ah, yeah.
19%. But I just have a lot of oil wells, you know? Some of them are operating at decent percentages, but I just figured, you know, I've got the power to power these oil wells. And, you know, it produces quite a bit of oil. Yeah, over the course of the game, at the moment, and I'm in February 11th, I've made 127,000 rubles, but that's over the course of the game, and obviously at the start, the first month or so, like, you fucking sell hardly anything. And now I'm working on my coal industry, and it's like the fucking quality of store efficiency is like 16%. It's like so bad efficiency, but I think you'd be hard pressed to get 100% efficiency in this fucking game on like any resource.
Yeah, I don't think that's like the idea.
Yeah, the idea is to like get it as high as possible, which I like that it's not easy to just get 100% efficiency, because that's the challenge, you know?
Yeah.
The thing is that like this oil industry is just, it's just set up now. It's not very efficient, but it works, you know? It generates enough money, and that's like what it's like in real life. In real life, they're not like fucking, oh fuck, I wonder if this is 100% efficiency. They're like, is this something that can generate us enough money to sustain ourselves? What are you doing there? You're like gonna dump shit in like the river?
No, I'm trying to preempt having like a coal industry.
Self-sufficient.
Just coal was quite expensive to import. Like
It is, and it's
okay.
very lucrative to get out of the ground. Like it's really
Yeah.
lucrative.
I had more than I knew what to do with yesterday, so I'm probably going to try and rebuild that. But that is going to spunk a lot of my cash. Which- Cool. Hmm. Oh, you fuck.
I will say I'm a big fan of the excavators and bulldozers, because you know I can just do some real trying to make these mountains more flat.
Yeah, they are a harsh wilderness to tame. shit.
That's what I like about this game, is that every time I play it, I get a little bit better.
Yeah. Just, yeah, get a little bit wiser.
Yeah, I've done some serious excavating on this building.
Are you having to go a bit hammo?
What's her?
Are you having to go quite ham with the
Yeah,
excavator?
well, yeah. I have effectively built an addition to the mountain. I'll actually show you. Behold the mighty artificial mountain. Oh, wow, so fucking thick. Got a fever, and the only cure is playing more workers and resources of that Soviet Republic. Alright, I'm sending it to you in the right now.
Okay.
I wish I had to raise that whole part of the mountain. Do you see how close these buildings are together? That means- What is a hell of a pain in the ass is to fund the construction of like gravel roads manually after you've not funded them. I think gravel industry is probably the next thing I should set up.
Yeah, because you can build gravel anywhere, right?
Pretty sure, yeah. Because gravel is made from stone, and I'm pretty sure you can get stone from anywhere. Also bought the buildings without the without importing people from the Soviet bloc. I'm gonna
Right.
get third world immigrants to go there. The nice thing is you do also get births, so it isn't like it's not like you need to always get immigrants. Like people will
Hmm.
procreate. Hoping this little mountain urbanization is I beautiful mountain resorts. But that's 13% quality. Oh well, it still always makes money pretty much. Like third world migrants. So we're gonna try to spread out. No, I'll continue this some other time. I'm gonna actually head off to bed.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well,